All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So I just finished recording my reaction and reviewed IQ Chapter 398, and I am just emotionally drained from just going through that chapter. So I apologize if I seem out of it for this one, but that was just absolutely phenomenal. If any of you that watch my videos are not already fans of Haikyuu or do not read the series, you need to get on that right now because you are missing out on something absolutely phenomenal. But this is a One Piece video, so let's get into it. A few quick channel things before we dive into the reaction itself. So I will get a channel update hopefully out today, talking about the other read-throughs I'm doing on the channel, because I know a lot of people are probably wondering what's happening to Alita, Lazarus, and all the other read-throughs I'm doing. So hopefully I have a channel update, kind of talking about what's happening with those. Because One Piece is going to be on break next week, I will have, instead of doing the normal reaction jump reviews for next week for One Piece, I will instead have my video on the recent hubbub that happened between myself and a few others in the One Piece podcast. So that should be an interesting conversation. We'll see that go how that goes, but that'll be kind of my replacement for One Piece next week. And I did get semi spoiled on a few minor things from this chapter. Uh, I'll allude to which ones they are once we get to the actual moments. It's not big things, but I guess I will have stuff to say about it. I guess once we see it in the larger context of the chapter. So, without further ado, let us dive into One Piece chapter 983 Thunder. As we see, I hope this is the last one, or probably the next one's gonna be the last one. For Gang Badges, Oh My Family, Volume 29. Hey, it's that one guy from the port. As you see, Pound, having been brought up to the shores of Dressrosa, meeting up with Capone and Co., finally seeing both of his daughters. As you see, the Tontadas have brought him back and bandaged him up. Pedro is still nowhere in sight, so I assume we'll either get that as a reveal maybe in the cover story in this, if it continues after this, or I guess Oda's probably going to do his whole I'll wait to pop a surprise to reveal if he's alive or not, but whatever. So we pick up with Wano, the climbing Koi waterfall, and the sea atop it. Oh, God. You see Sparrow having done his little stupid little candy sea slug on the Whole Cake Island as he's just riding slowly through the waves on his way to Onigashima. I guess he decided to abandon the rest of the Big Mom pirates and go settle matters himself as he goes, there it is, Onigashima was King, Straw Hat, Marco. Just you wait, we'll deal with you, Perorin. And no, I don't take this alliance seriously. In the end, the Big Mom pirates will reign supreme. And we see Pleasure Hall and the Mountain Path Onigashima. See the Brachio tank has apparently sprouted little mechanical legs and is now running back along the bridge. So I'm glad at least that seemingly. Alright, let me finish the page first before I go on that. What should we do? Sup, Big Mom? What the hell just happened? What should we do? Saw Big Mom running off in the direction Nami's group went. She's trying to take back Zeus, I'm sure. Is that Usopp? She's trying to take back Zeus, I'm sure. Sorry for them, at least we're safe. Oh my god. We'll talk about that at the end. When she punched the tank, it hit a weird transformation switch, though. Hence why the Brachio tank is now sprouted legs. I wonder if this is the transformation like Frankie semi goes through when he turns it into General Frankie. And you see Usopp and Chopper inside the tank have taken a few bruises apparently from Big Mom beating on the tank. Chopper goes, and the rest of Kinemon's group kept moving onward. We did great. And Usopp's like, yeah, I'm sure the girls will figure something out too. Plus, Sanji's with them. I'm worried about Shitji in the pleasure hall. Too true. Inside the pleasure hall, Mama, over here! And you see, no, ha, 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 no need to rush. The performance floor is just ahead. There's no escape for them. See, Big Mom's apparently smashing her way through as Carrot's going, hey, stop calling for Big Mom, you stupid son. And you see Prometheus just chasing after and keeping an eye on Nami and Ko as he's calling back to Big Mom going, they're right here. And Zeus like, oh no, Nami, she's going to kill me. And Nami goes, you said you spotted Sanji earlier? He's like, yes, but... Oh, my God. And you see Shitji going, I'm not giving up on finding ladies. And Nami gets mad and goes, why did he even come? Like, forget him. We need to escape and look for Lord Momonosuke. It's like, yeah. And you see Big Mom as she's walking along is just giving pieces of soul to various little objects and going, come along, you old umbrella. Follow me, you wooden sandals. And it's like, yay. It's like, stick with me and I'll give you life. As she tromps away, and you see on the performance floor Skull. We have Mad Max Skull Dome. We have, as you see, a poor little Momonosuke is still beaten and bruised and bloodied, hanging from the little X-shaped cross, similar to Cat Viper and Dogstorm when they were invaded on Zou. You have Shogun Orochi. The preparations are complete. It's like, all right, listen up, you scallywags. Brother Orochi here is about to present a special unannounced event for you all. He's like, yeah! He's like, ahem. You see drunk Orochi coming out and going, greetings! The brat you see here, believe it or not, is the son of Kozuki Oden, the boy we believe to be dead 20 years ago. And they're like, what? And you see Zoro inside the castle, huffing, puffing, out of breath. Sword is drawn as he goes, the farther I get, the more power users there are. And you see, stay, call us gifters. Oh, God. And you see this bulky guy with these forearms wielding these little tooth-bladed swords with these giant Hercules beetle kind of pincers coming out of them. And you see one of Oda's generic sexy woman designs with the woman having little... I assume that's supposed to be a praying mantis, so she's got little blades, scythe blades coming out of her arms. And you see another one. Is that Hercules beetle? I'm not sure I can't remember the Hercules beetle is the one with the pincer or the other one. And you see the one with the Heracross kind of looking one with the little. God, my brain is so dead right now. Forgive me. It's like the little horn thing, whatever the hell it is. I cannot remember what it's called. And you see them going, I was like, there are nearly 500 of us. It's like, why are you here? Take my advice and follow Kaido. It's much easier. We all dreamed of being king of the pirates once. And then one Staghorn one goes, give up, take the easy road. You can still turn back. Like, everyone should follow Master Kaido. And you see Team Kid inside the castle. As Killer goes, Kid, I don't think we can break through the front. And so Killer goes, yeah, did I say Killer? Yeah, Killer goes, Kid, I don't think we can break through the front. And Kid goes, I lost sight of Heat and the rest. As long as they're still undetected, they should be all right. And you see a bunch of gifters going, if we kill you guys, we get, that might be the gifters going, we get a chance of promotion. And you see someone calling, wait, sir, Master Kaido was looking for you. He's like, huh? He's like, don't concern yourself with me, just let me go. Who the hell is that? So you see someone like a cloud of dust running by as this commotion's going around. You see the gifter seat turning around to look at it. And Kid goes, lose focus around me and you die! As he slams his arm down on them, knocking him out. And you have Luffy inside the castle. And you have, it's like, Pepe, are you all right? As Ulti just grabs him up in a hug. It's like, hang in there! You just hang in there, sweetheart! You just hang in there! And you see Ulti standing up, getting mad. Luffy going, hey, you! How dare you do this to my poor Pepe? Luffy's like, what? You're the one who used him to ski down the stairs. And she goes, name yourself. What unit are you with? Who's your commanding officer? And you have the gifters going, no, Lady Ulti, he's an intruder. And of course, Luffy does his whole "I'm Luffy, the man will be the king of the pirates." Oh, hoorah, hurrah. And Ulti's like, huh? And you have, yeah, does he know whose castle he's invading? And you see Ulti pulling a boa. She just jumps up, head drawn back, saying, "Come to mama. The king of the pirates is obviously going to be Master Kaido, you ultra buffoon." And Luffy's like, "A headbutt?" And she goes, "I'll split your skull in two." She comes smashing down with an ulti mortar. And Luffy just stands and takes it there with a headbutt of his own. And you see Haki, the black lightning of Haki, just spraying out between them as they're both attacking. And you have a whoa and an ah as an explosion slams down. The gifters are sent flying back. Yeah, yikes! That was Lady Ulti's headbutt. It's just like a cannon. She left a hole in the floor. She have his skull must be pulverized. She have Page One going, "Hey sis," and she's like, "I know, like, Pepe." He's like, "Huh?" And you see Lady Ulti in a very Marco-ish hybrid form, where only her legs and arms have been transformed into dinosaur bits. As you see, Page One's transformed fully into his dinosaur zone. And you have Dragon Fruit, Ancient Type, Passiflorus Model Ulti. I think that's the one with the skull plate, right? Like, wasn't the one with the dome hood dinosaur? So it looks like what she is, which makes sense with the whole, like, "Oh, I'm going to headbutt you." And of course, we have Dragon Fruit, Ancient Type, Spinosaurus model for Page One. You have Master Page One, why are you transforming? And Ulti's like, "Stop squalling. It's because we've confirmed that this one is a dangerous foe." And they're like, "Are you kidding? You split his skull open. He's dead." Then she's like, "Where is that Haki coming from?" And you see Luffy getting up going, "Ooh, you rang my bell. Guess I underestimated you." Gotta be smarter. This is an Emperor's castle. As he goes flying towards her, vaults over, grabbing her horns, and as he lands, he pulls her down over him and slams her into the ground. And you have Page One coming towards one, "Sis!" As Luffy turns around, he uses his arm to fly up into the rafters with a swish, and as Page One looks up, he dives down below again, grabs his thumb, inflates it with a gum elephant gun, and then he uppercuts Page One from below. And you see Ulti's finally transformed into her form. She grabs Luffy's arms. She goes, "You slime! How dare you touch Pepe!" And yeah, Lady Ulti's in dinosaur form too. The castle can't withstand this kind of damage. And you have Luffy going, "Her power's too strong." And she gears up for another headbutt with Ulti Meteor. He goes, "Oh, Gear 4. And you have a huh? And they all look off in surprise. Oh, boy. All right. I'm loving whatever this is so far. As you see a Thunder Bagua. And this person wearing this kimono with like the whole sumo-less little ropes on it, carrying a mace. Oh, fuck, it's got to be Kaido's son, obviously, with Thunder Bagua. Like, what the hell am I thinking? It's obviously going to be Kaido's son, comes into the fray, smacks down Ulti with the same move that Kaido used to one-shot Luffy, and he's wearing a Oni mask, like a Hanya mask with these huge-ass horns on it. We'll talk about that once this chapter is done. And you see Ulti's got kind of the knocked-out eyes as Luffy's watching in surprise as she falls with a thwud. And you have Master Yamato! Is that young Master Yamato? What is he doing here? Why did he attack Ulti? And you see him just sheathing the mace in his little robes. And you see he's got these little handcuffs around him, so I assume he broke free from wherever Kaido had him tied up. And you go, "Hey, seize Master Yamato. Don't let him escape. We're chasing one Master Kaido's orders." He's like, "What? Huh? But why?" And you see Yamato coming up to Luffy going, "Straw Hat Luffy, that's you, isn't it?" And you have a "Seize him!" And a whoa, as Yamato carries Luffy under one arm, starts jogging off. Goes, "Pardon me, I mean you no harm." And Luffy's like, "True, I don't sense any hostility from you, but I'm in a hurry." And Yamato goes, "I've been waiting for a very long time. My name is Yamato. I'm Kaido's son. And he's like, huh? As we have next chapter hits July 5th. Oh, all right. Guess thoughts on the chapters. I already kind of talked about the cover page. I hope that this is, if not the end, I hope Oda's not going to drag this out for too much longer because, like, this was. I don't think this cover page needs to be 30 volumes. Like, Oda really just kind of fluffed it up with too much, which makes me wonder if he's again waiting for something. If he wants to reveal something in the manga before he dives into the next cover page, whatever that is. So I wonder if that's why he padded it out so much. Hopefully there isn't too many volumes left. I guess we're going to find out like the next couple of volumes maybe that Power will tell them like, oh, I'm your father. And they'll be like, what, your father? And then they'll figure out some stuff from there. I don't know what else is going to happen. Sparrow kind of saying, screw you to the rest of the kids and going onwards to Onigashima is an interesting tactic because we know that he's not fond of the Alliance. So he's probably going to try to do his very best to sabotage however he can. And we know he's a liar. Like he's, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, we know that he's a liar. He's like very, he's looking out for his own self-interest, basically. So I wonder if he's going to see something and then report back the exact opposite to the Big Mom Pirates to kind of turn them against the Alliance as well. So that would be interesting. Okay, I just had an idea ping off me, so I'm going to toss this out there as this is Ash's totally unwarranted theory idea that I have for absolutely no reason. But I wonder if Big Mom will end up reverting to Olin by the end of this arc, and if she'll end up traveling with the Straw Hats to Elbaf, and that's how Sparrow will get away with kind of spinning any lies about what's going on, is that Big Mom will travel with them, Sparrow will go back and report, like, hey, the Straw Hats kidnapped Big Mom, our mother, whatever, we have to chase after them. If that's how he's going to kind of keep the intrigue and the lies going, because other than that, I don't see how Sparrow would get away with that, and I don't know why else Oda would have him alone coming to the island, but that's the first thing. The second, it feels kind of weird that the Straw Hats are, again, so blasé about the level of danger that they're all in. Like, I'm glad that Oda didn't go the route of, like, Big Mom just completely taken out of the picture, and she just, went and beat them up a little bit, but then heard Zeus calling her and went back to get Prometheus back. So I hope that's a good sign that we're actually going to see Big Mom be more involved and take an active role in Wano thus far, rather than kind of, being a pawn that's just moved around on Oda's whims. So hopefully that's a good sign. But like Usopp kind of going like, oh, it kind of sucks that Nami and them are being chased by Big Mom, but like, oh well, we can't do anything. I'm just glad we're safe. I'm like, dude, like Usopp wasn't there, but like I assume Usopp would know how much of a threat Big Mom is when he was freaking out about how strong she was in Fishman Island, like how they're gonna have to, like how he didn't want to come into a conflict with her. And I'm pretty sure like Nami would have told him stories about, when we faced off against Big Mom, blah, 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 it's all bad. Or at least even fucking Chopper would have told him, like, oh, yeah, this is what happened to Whole Cake. Big Mom was a nightmare. She's so powerful. And the fact that they're being so blasé and being like, oh, I'm sure they'll be fine. Like, yeah, you could try to write it off as, oh, yeah, Usopp and Chopper have, like, faith in Nami, that they'll get away. They have faith in her strength, whatever. But the tone comes off as them being like, oh, well, screw them. Like, at least we're safe. We don't have to deal with it. I'm like, where is the sense of danger that your fucking crewmates are being chased by one of the fucking emperors who is known for being ruthless, who a large majority of the fandom suspects as being a cannibal, and it's just like, yeah, I'm sure it'll all work out, it's fine. So that was just like, I don't know what the hell the whole deal with that was. The whole like gag of like, the Brachio tank transformed, like, I guess that's fine, but I don't know if there's Oda's going for something with that to show like, oh, that there's going to be like a different transformation coming up once Usopp and Chopper figure it out. We'll have to see. Which brings us to, God, one of the things I got semi-spoiled on. I think you all heard how hard I was sighing when I got to this, and I just am so tired. So, I saw this line with Sanji going, I'm not giving up on finding ladies, which I think the Scandinavians translated as I'm not giving up on finding prostitutes, which is a whole nother thing. And the worst part about me seeing that spoil was a bunch of people justified for being like, hey guys, I know this looks bad that Shitji apparently doesn't care, but I think he's going to pull a Mr. Prince moment and, go do something really, really stealthy and smooth, and he'll come back in. This is just a distraction. And like, at this point in the story, Oda, if you want to make Sanji Shitji look cool, just make him cool without tossing in this pointless garbage that just undercuts anything you're trying to do to make him look like less of a scumbag. Like, honestly, at this point, the fact that Sanji has become an incel joke is wearing really, really thin. And again, like, speaking to my point about Usopp, like, it feels really, really blasé, and I've complained about this in prior chapters and throughout this arc, for the Straw Hats to be taking the invasion of, one of the Emperor's headquarters, the fact that they're supposedly against overwhelming forces, they're taking on two emperors at the same time. Their lackadaisical and blasé attitude towards the danger they're supposedly in is really starting to bug me, especially in contrast with something that happens at the end of the chapter. And I don't know why Oda's like leaning so hard on this, like this whole cannot even bring myself to say Suchi anymore. I don't know why he's bringing himself, like why he's trying so hard to push these unfunny jokes about like, Sanji's obsessed with women. Isn't that so typical? Like, it's just annoying, and I need fans to stop trying to make excuses for his problematic behavior and these stupid jokes Oda's making, because it honestly has been throughout all of Wano, he's been acting the same way, and I haven't seen any improvement. We need to stop making excuses for it. That's a whole nother topic, though. I don't want to talk about that asshole anymore. It's just a terrible joke in a chapter that really derails it. But yeah, like I don't know what to make of this. Like, Nami, Carrot, and them being chased by Big Mom, there's no sense of tension or danger that they're going to be like, oh no, what's going to happen to them, because like Oda's not really giving that sense. And I don't know if that's a deliberate move where he's playing it up again to kind of show how overconfident the Straw Hats are and how easy they're taking it, so that when they inevitably do fail, it's going to hit a lot harder for us to see them like, oh, they did take it so easy, and they're kind of facing their consequences, but we'll have to see. Not much to say on the Momonosuke Orochi stuff. Like I said last chapter, there's not enough emotional investment for me to actually care enough to see Momonosuke being beaten. I'm not saying that, I don't feel bad or like, be like, ugh, seeing a little kid be beaten up, but I'm not as emotionally invested in as, say, the kids from Punk Hazard, or when you saw Luffy being beaten up, or when we saw, little rice ball girl way back in East Blue. But we'll see if that changes. Which brings me to kind of the semi-interesting, like one of the semi-interesting parts of this chapter, which is I'm glad we're seeing Zoro struggling a little bit against the Gifters. We see him out of breath. He's apparently not having as easy a time as he should, I thought he would, which is great. I love seeing him struggle. It's been a long time coming. So I hope we're going to see more of that. What I think is interesting is how all the Gifters are telling him that, apart from we all want to be Pirate King, which is I take with the same grain of salt as the guys back in Fishman Island making the same joke about, does this mean I can be Pirate King now that the other guys are knocked out? Like, I don't buy it. Unless Oda reveals that, these are apparently like famous pirate captains or whatever. The interesting part was them kind of saying like, oh, take our advice and follow Kaido. It's much easier. And the reason I found that we all dreamed of being king of the pirates once is it has been mentioned at the start of the arc that Kaido likes breaking down people's wills, through torture, intimidation, whatever, and then kind of molding them into subordinates for his crew. And we really haven't seen that with Luffy as much. Because I think we kind of got the implication that's what was going to happen when he got thrown into Udon prison in the first place. And be like, oh, this is the part where we're going to see him kind of get his spirit broken and everything else. And instead, we had the opposite effect where he actually raised the morale of all the other prisoners, broken out. And so I've been kind of wondering, along with the whole, like, oh, are we in the climax of Wano now? Is if or when we'll actually ever see that point where we see Luffy's, will, ambition actually get beaten down, something similar to what happened in Sabaody, after his defeat at Kuma's hands. And I'll keep wondering, like, are we actually going to see that, or is Oda never going to deliver on it? Especially when thinking back to Moria telling Luffy, you're underestimating the Emperors of the Sea, you're underestimating what you're up against in the New World. And there will be a point where your will be broken in the same way mine is, and you'll understand what I went through. So I'm still hoping we're going to see a moment like that, where Luffy finally realizes that, yeah, he's been taking it too easy, and he's been underestimating the Emperors, and that, he really does have to kind of be more careful and change. So I think that's what intrigued me with the Gifters being like, all right, these are obviously people that were ambitious at one point in the same way, in the same regard as Luffy is. And they obviously have their spirits broken. Are we going to see that for the other Straw Hats as well? So I'm hoping we see that. With the kid, I guess Yamato is the one we saw running around in the background making the noise that allowed them to get distracted. Which makes me wonder if Kid's going to run into Yamato as he's making rounds with Luffy. Yeah, so the Luffy ulti fight. Thank God Oda didn't go with the romance part for this. I'm sure there's probably going to be plenty of people that are shipping them after this, even so. But I'm glad Oda doesn't go with the romance bit. He's just like, nope, Luffy and Ulti are basically peas in a pod because they're both hard-headed, with Luffy literally being hard-headed, having a dinosaur sword with a dinosaur that has a thick skull. I like that Oda went with that rather than, I think people are throwing out maybe Velociraptor for her Devil Fruit. But I'm glad Oda went with something a little bit more unconventional with that. It also intrigues me that we have, because I think Page 1 and Drake so far, the only two Ancient Zoans we've seen in like a full hybrid form where they're like, not dragon humans, dinosaur humans basically. It's intriguing to me that Ulti, when she initially fights, did not go into a full hybrid form, and she only went into a half one like Marco. So I wonder if that is kind of Oda's way of subtly showing off which zone users have mastered their devil fruits. Because they can, selectively transform select body parts rather than, having to do either hybrid or full zone. Because especially in contrast to Page 1, who went complete full zone when he transformed, we haven't seen him do the partial transformation yet. So I wonder if that's kind of showing that, he's more at the bottom of the ladder among the Tobiropo. And if we'll see the other Tobiropos exhibiting their mastery by doing the selective body part transformation. And I wonder if that might also be an indication of which ones are potentially awakened zones or not. Because I still do think that majority of Kaido's crew will be awakened zones. We'll have to wait and see if and when he drops those hints. Which brings me to the other kind of deep sigh aspect of this chapter. Because on the one hand, I like that we're finally getting this much needed tonal shift from Luffy personally, where he's finally acknowledging that, yeah, you know what, I am taking it too easy. I'm underestimating you guys. I'm not being as serious as I should be. I apologize for that. I'm going to be more serious from now on. Where he outright tells Luffy or Ulti that, yeah, I guess I underestimated you. Got to be smarter. This is an Emperor's castle. And he kind of seriously starts fighting to take her out. The reason I don't like this is Oda's done this in numerous arcs since now, where Luffy always goes, "Oh, I gotta get serious, guys. Oh, I'm not gonna underestimate you." Then he continues doing exactly that. He manages to win or eke out the victory, and it's back to square one again. So if the conclusion to this is, Luffy's like, "Oh, I want to get serious now," and he manages to win, and this really is the climax of the arc, it's gonna feel a little bit unearned for Oda to be like, "Oh, he's serious. He managed to beat them. Oh yeah, it was all planned." I'm again hoping that this is gonna be like the beginning signaling of the shift, where it's gonna be like, no, Luffy got serious, but it was too little, too late, and it's gonna come back to bite him in the ass later. But we'll have to see, because the end chapter, I can say it was completely unexpected. I have no idea what Oda's doing with it, but I'm intrigued. I'll get back to that. One last thing I want to know before I get to that is I'm glad Oda's kind of acknowledged that Ulti is powerful and is a threat to be taken seriously. Even though I will admit, I got kind of Cracker vibes with her, which I guess kind of did pay off, where Luffy gets grabbed, and he's like, "Oh no, I can't move. Oh, she's too strong." And he's like, "Oh, I have to go Gear 4 to take her out." It's kind of give me Cracker vibes, where he's like, "All right, I have to take out this power of mine now to take out a powerful foe." And Oda kind of circumvents that by going, "Nope, Yamato shows up, one-shots Luffy, or one-shots Ulti, and takes her out." And I talked about this in my, Wano video, where I talked about what's left unaddressed, like what kind of themes there are. And the big one I brought up was, all right, Oda's been hinting at this theme of masks throughout Wano, where masks, kind of conceal a person's true identity, motivations, whatever. And I've wondered what kind of role that's going to play. And I'm super intrigued with that with regards to Yamato, because there's two aspects to it. One being, all right, the mask is hiding Yamato's true allegiances, where even though he's Kaido's son, he obviously has some kind of connection to Luffy. Whether I don't know if it's going to be a Bartolomeo thing, or it's going to be like, oh, it turns out Yamato idolizes Luffy the same way that Luffy idolizes Shanks, whatever, because he wants to be like him, or if there's going to be something else. And this was the other kind of semi-spoilers, because I saw the whole I saw the panel of like Luffy getting carried away by someone in a mask, and the first thing that twigged in my brain when I saw it is, all right, this is a Hanya mask that Yamato is wearing, and this is not the first person we've seen in Wano that was wearing a Hanya mask. And how important that moment was, because when Okiku and the others burst into Udon to take over, Hyogoro had that whole line about, take off your disguises and show them who you really are. And I pointed this out on my Twitter account, where everyone else takes off, whatever face wrappings that used to disguise themselves, except for Okiku, who put on a Hanya mask, as her identity. And that's when we got the whole reveal that, Okiku was a trans woman. And we saw, how everyone starts misgendering her and all that. So that was the instant thing that twigged instantly as soon as I saw this. I'm like, oh shit. This is, again, welcome back to Ash posits a completely unfounded theory that I am super mixed on. Because I know there's jokes floating around out there about, oh, what if Alvida is Kaido's daughter, or his wife or something, because she also uses a mace to fight. And I know one of my good friends, Scarlett, was like really annoyed by the idea of like, oh, what if it turns out Alvida is a trans woman? Trans woman is like Kaido's was born as Kaido's offspring. I'm going to use that word. And I'm just like, yeah, that's probably not a theory. But seeing Yamato, I'm like, all right, what if Yamato is also a trans man in Wano, and the mask is used to hide that fact right now? It is a completely bonkers theory. I outright will admit it. There's absolutely no basis for it, except for me looking at Yamato's design, especially the mace and like how slim and everything it is, and just because of the whole Hanya mask. I don't know if I'm really super or invested in that theory. It would be really interesting seeing if that were to be the case, for a number of reasons. But I don't know, because given Oda's track record, I feel like it's better to not have that hope or expectation, because I don't want him to screw it up. So it'd be easier if Yamato is just cis. But man, that would be an interesting direction to take the story, and I guess we'll have to see, because I'm kind of tempted to go, yeah, Oda's just hiding Yamato's face because it's like CP9 again. He just wants to do a whole big reveal for some reason. But again, like reiterating, given how prominent this theme of masks has been in Wano, especially, which hasn't really been the case in prior arcs, except for Water 7 again, which was an arc where people were concealing their true identities, motivations. I wonder if that's the other reason he's hiding Yamato's face, is not just, oh, I want to do a surprise reveal, but for something else. So I'm intrigued by that. I think a lot of people, myself included, have called that Yamato would be an ally to the Straw Hats. I didn't think it would be so upfront with that idea, but I guess Oda just decided to go full hog with it. So we'll have to see what direction that's going to take. Yeah, so we're going to be on break next week. So I'm hoping now that we're starting to see these tonal shifts in the chapters that we're finally going to get to the climax of the raid itself, at least, if not Wano as a whole. I really I'm liking seeing the Straw Hats struggle. I really hope we get to see more of them struggling. I don't know. I think we still have to wait to see where Oda's going to take it before I can kind of definitively say, yes, the raid is going to fail. I'm going to call it now because of these reasons. Or no, the raid's not going to fail because we passed this point, and past this, I don't see how it could. I'm interested in seeing what the next cover story is. I'm interested to see if Act 3 is going to end anytime soon, or even if it's going to end this year, because we're at 983 chapters now. Wano, I think, started at 910-ish or so. So we're about 70 or so chapters into this arc with no end in sight. This arc is almost as long as Dressrosa. And I gotta admit, arc fatigue is setting in. I don't think I'm the only one that says that. I think a lot of others are also feeling the arc fatigue kind of settling in as well. So I hope Oda's going to give an adrenaline shot soon to kind of keep the investment going, because it doesn't start to drag too much. Because as amusing it is to see Luffy fighting fodder and everything, just like I want the other Straw Hats to get more involved. I just want something to start happening. But yeah, we'll see what shape that takes. So like I mentioned, a video about the One Piece podcast will be out next week in lieu of a One Piece reaction and review. And until next time, this is Ash. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Talk to you later.